नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिके मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलं नयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवम्. So today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, text 12. The name of this chapter is the Yoga of the Supreme Person. Yadadityagatam tejo jagat bhasayate khilam yachandramasi yatsagno tattejo vidhi mamakam yadadityagatam tejo jagat bhasayate khilam yachandramasi yatsagno tattejo vidhi mamakam yadadityagatam tejo jagat bhasayate khilam yachandramasi yatsagno tattejo vidhi mamakam. Yadadityagatam tejo jagat bhasayate khilam yachandramasi yatsagno tattejo vidhi mamakam. Mataji. Yadadityagatam tejo jagat bhasayate khilam yachandramasi yatsagno tattejo vidhi mamakam. Yat, that which adityagatam, in the sunshine, teja, splendor, jagat, the whole world, bhasayate, illuminates, akhilam, entirely, yat, that which, chandramasi, in the moon, yat, that which, cha, also, agnav, in fire, tat, that, teja, splendor, Vidhi, understand, Mamakam, from me. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of fire are also from me. Purpose. The unintelligent cannot understand how things are taking place, but one can begin to be established in knowledge by understanding what the Lord explains here. Everyone sees the sun, moon, fire, and electricity. One should simply try to understand that the splendor of the sun, the splendor of the moon, and the splendor of electricity or fire are coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In such a conception of life, the beginning of Krishna consciousness, lies a great deal of advancement for the conditioned soul in this material world. The living entities are essentially the parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. And He is giving herewith the hint how they can come back to Godhead, back to home. From this verse, we can understand that the sun is illuminating the whole solar system. There are different universes and solar systems, and there are different suns, moons, and planets also. But in each universe, there is only one sun. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 10:21, the moon is one of the stars, nakshatranang aham sasi. Sunlight is due to the spiritual effulgence in the spiritual sky of the Supreme Lord. With the rise of the sun, the activities of human beings are set up. They set fire to prepare their foodstuff. They set fire to start the factories, etc. So many things are done with the help of fire. Therefore, sunrise, fire, and moonlight are so pleasing to the living entities. Without their help, no living entity can live. So if one can understand that the light and the splendor of the sun, moon, and fire are emanating from the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, then one's Krishna consciousness will begin. By the moonshine, all the vegetables are nourished. The moonshine is so pleasing that people can easily understand that they are living by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Without His mercy, there cannot be sun. Without His mercy, there cannot be moon. And without His mercy, there cannot be fire. And without the help of sun, moon, and fire, no one can live. These are some thoughts to provoke Krishna consciousness in the conditioned soul. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmritam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश श्रीरूपं सग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णं चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं स हे कृष्णं करुणासिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदानाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिसे नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे यद आदित्यगतं तेजो जगत् भासयते अखिलं यत् चंद्रमसि यत् चाग्नं तत्तेज विद्धि माम्. So here in this verse, Lord Krishna is explaining how he is the root cause of sun, moon and fire, and which the living entities are depending for their livelihoods. Sometimes we see people that don't believe in God. They think everything is going on automatically and there is no God. So there is no need to believe in God, and they can continue their life without God. But if a person is intelligent enough to think about this life, then he can understand that there is the hand of God in everything on which we are dependent. Because unintelligent people, they don't think about life. They think everything is going on automatically. So they have no idea about the potency of the Supreme Lord or the existence of the Supreme Lord. But those who are intelligent, even if they will just think about life or on which we are dependent on to continue our life, they will come to the conclusion that there is God, or there is the hand of God behind everything. So here Srila Prabhupada explains that if an intelligent person can see about the sun or see the sun and think about the sun, how sun is helpful in our daily life. Unless the sun rises, we will be in trouble. Like at the time of destruction, the sun doesn't rise for many, many days, even sometimes years. And there is only darkness. The night is prolonged for unlimited time, only darkness. So in that situation, we can understand what will be the condition of the people. Nowadays, when night is coming and we are sleeping at night, and then we are waiting when the sun will come up, when the day would start, then we can start our work. But if the night will be extended to 1 million years, so what will happen to us? So that's why Prabhupada says that the life, actual life begins when the sun rises. Night time we are all actually dead. We are all sleeping. No work. Of course nowadays in factories they are working overnight. So anyway, those who are living naturally, for them actually life starts in the morning. So when sun rises and there is light everywhere, then we start the day with our morning duties, and then we go to our work. So in this way we try to make some income for our livelihoods, and at the same time, because of the sun, we are actually, our body is also being nourished. The sun is considered the source of health also. That's sometimes, most of the time, the physician advises us to stand in the morning sun, which is very healthy. That's why it has been advised that one should get up before the sun rises. Then one can get the first sunlight from the morning sun, rising sun, which is very healthy. And that also affects our consciousness. Those who get up at Brahma Muhurta, their consciousness is elevated. And that is the most appropriate time for cultivate spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness. So morning is very, very important, and the sun is very, very important in our life. And also it has been stated that because the sun rises, then all the living entities, they are getting to work and creating new karma for them, and at the same time they are also getting the reactions of their previous fruitive actions. So because the sun rises, then people, they are encouraged to do activity, and in due course of time they also get the fruits of their previous activities. So in this way, the sun is actually encouraging everyone to be involved in fruitive actions. So in this way, the sun is helping us in our movement of birth after birth. We are spending this lifetime getting the reactions of the previous karma and creating new karma, and then we are dying, then again we are taking birth and again starting our activity. So in this way, the life is going on. So Srila Prabhupada says that the sun illuminates the whole world. Of course, in one universe there is only one sun. Though there are so many planetary systems, but the sun is one. But there are so many unlimited universes, and in all those universes there is also sun, moon, they are also there. And fire is also there. So the sun is very important for our life. And in winter, when there is too much cold, we are looking for the sunshine. That time sunshine becomes very helpful to us to protect ourselves. And in summer, we try to avoid sunshine. It is too hot. But anyway, if we will think about the sunshine and the heat produced by the sun, in our small intelligence, if we think about this, that actually who created this sun? From where the sunshine is coming from? And the sunshine is coming from time, we cannot even say when it started coming, the sunshine started coming, since the creation. So, who created the sun, which is giving so much light and heat continuously, and there is no shortage of heat and light in sun. Like we are getting this light from the electricity. But when the current will be cut off, there will be no electricity. There will be darkness. Or sometimes in winter we use heaters, but there is a source of energy. When the source of energy is cut, there is no heating. But sun is constantly giving heat and light since time immemorial. Then who has given this heat and light, this energy? Who has put this energy within the sun that it is giving limitlessly and serving the whole world, serving all living entities with heat and light? The scientists, those who do not believe in God, they have not created the sun or the moon. They have not created this. Then who has created that? If we will raise this question, and from where the sun and moon they are getting their light and energy, then Krishna says, Krishna is giving answer in Bhagavad Gita, that I am the source of energy, heat and light of the sun and moon and fire. And Srila Prabhupada explains that there is Brahma Jyoti, the spiritual effulgence in the spiritual sky, which is coming from the rays of the body of the Lord, Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is so effulgent that in spiritual world there is no need of sun and moon. That's why it has been stated by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, na tad bhasayate suryo na sasanka na pavaka yadgatva na nivartante tadhamam paramam. So that supreme abode where the Lord resides, eternal, that abode is not lighted by sun and moon. Na tad bhasayate surya na sasanka na pavaka, nor by any fire or electricity. That is self-effulgent abode of the Supreme Lord. And from where that effulgence is coming from? From the bodily rays of Krishna. From the body of Krishna that effulgence is coming. That is lighting the whole spiritual world. And again, it is even coming out of the spiritual world, which is called Brahmajyoti, which is encircling the spiritual world. So that Brahmajyoti is the source of the sun. Srila Prabhupada says that the sun is getting its light and heat from the spiritual world. So that's why it has no limit. Limitlessly the sun is giving heat and light. It is not exhausting its heat and light. Yet the source is unlimited. Whereas in the material world, wherever we get heat and light, the source is limited. So anyone who is intelligent, if one can think about this, even if someone has no idea about the spiritual world, someone has no idea about the Supreme Lord, but at least if someone will think about the sun and moon, who are giving light, sun is giving heat and light, the moon is giving soothing light and also soothing our mind, and then this moon is also nourishing the vegetation. That's why whatever vegetable we eat, that is actually nourished by the moon. So at night, when the moonlight comes, then the vegetation is nourished. And even it has been said that whatever herbs we get as medicines, it is all, the medicinal effect is also coming from the moon, because the moon is source of nectar, and that nectar is coming from the moon, and that is nourishing all the different vegetables, herbs, other things. So in that way, actually the Supreme Lord has arranged everything for our livelihood. Like nowadays there are hospitals, but in old days there are no hospitals, and people, they will go to the nearby forest and pick up some herbs, and their disease would be cured. No, there was no need to go to hospitals. So there are so many different herbs are there which has greater medicinal effect, and many diseases which are incurable by allopathies, it can be cured by Ayurvedic herbs. So many things are there. So Krishna has arranged all these things for the conditioned souls to live here properly. But the conditioned souls, those who are not intelligent, they don't think about this arrangement of the Supreme Lord. They think, oh, nature is giving, and they don't know whose nature is this and who is controlling this nature. They have no idea. But intelligent persons, if they will think about these things, at least that will give some impression, or even that will give them some thought, that will provoke some thought in their mind, that certainly there is some arrangement by someone, otherwise how it can happen automatically. Because the scientists have not created all these things. They are only trying to find out what it is. The scientists have not created sun, moon or earth. It's all created by the Supreme Lord. So intelligent persons, if they will just think about this, that who created the sun, who created the moon, those who are serving the living entities in so many ways, who created these natural herbs, so many vegetables, so many plants, so many flowers, so which we are all using for our daily life. Even our daily food is also given by Mother Nature, by Supreme Lord. This is the arrangement of the Supreme Lord. So, Srila Prabhupada says that if someone will think over this again and again, that how this nice arrangement has been made by the Supreme Lord for our livelihood, if Krishna will withdraw within a moment, we will be in trouble. Even we will die. When those whatever is supplied by the Supreme Lord will be withdrawn, then we will not be able to live. When there will be no production, there will be no production of food grains. How our scientific advancement can save us? Srila Prabhupada says that we will not eat nuts and bolts. We need food grains. So all these things which has been arranged by the Supreme Lord for our daily livelihood, an intelligent person, when he would think about this, that will provoke some thoughts within him, that there must be some existence of the Supreme Person. So that is the beginning of Krishna consciousness. When we will admit that there is a super hand behind all these things, all these arrangements, there is a Supreme Person, then naturally he will start believing about God, who is the Supreme Person. So it is very essential, here we say, yad adityagatam tejo jagat bhasayate akhilam. So this sunshine, that is actually lighting the whole universe. Jagat bhasayate akhilam. And the moonshine also lighting the universe. And at the same time, Agno, the fire is also essential in our life. It has been stated that maybe next verse or after 2 verses, Aham Vaisanara Agni. Krishna says, I am the fire within the stomach. Whatever we eat, aham vaishanara bhutta praninam dehamasrita pranapana samayukta pachami arnam chaturveda. So, whatever we eat, we like to eat so many different kinds of foodstuffs, but if there will be no digestion, what will be the effect of our eating? We will be in great trouble. If there will be no digestion, someone was telling one devotee ate too much, he could not digest, he has to be operated. Something I heard like that. So anyway, so whatever we are eating, it has to be digested. And if it will not be digested, we will be in trouble. We cannot eat anything, and whatever we have ate, that will create so much problem within our stomach. But Krishna is so merciful, he has made such a nice arrangement within our body that he says, I am the Vaishnav fire, Jatharagni. So, I am acting as a fire within the stomach of all living entities. So, when the living entity eats, I digest the food. So, that means food digestion is also controlled by the Supreme Lord. So, sometimes we feel, oh, we have indigestion. Sometimes we get nice digestion. So, this thing we feel in our daily life. And when there is indigestion, we know the effect, what trouble we have to go through. So, Krishna says, I am Jatharagni, Vaishnavaragni. And I digest the food with the 10 kinds of air within the stomach or within the body. There are 10 kinds of air which is functioning. That's our body is functioning because of the air. If air will be stopped, the body cannot function. Even we cannot speak, we cannot move our hands, legs, we cannot walk, cannot digest food, cannot do anything without air. So these 10 kinds of air actually activating our body, digesting our food. So everything is done through these airs, and that is maintained by the Supreme Lord. So when actually we'll just think about our body, the mechanism of the body, how wonderfully it has been created by the Supreme Lord, and how it acts. Even we cannot imagine how the Supreme Lord has made such a nice arrangement, such a nice mechanism of this body, that it will act automatically, everything. But the Supreme Lord is the supreme controller of our body. When there is life air, the body will act. Life air is withdrawn, the body will not act. So in this way, you see, we are dependent on the Supreme Lord for everything. Just to maintain this body, just to eat our foodstuff, just to move our hands and legs. For everything, even for sleep. Sometimes we have no sleep. We cannot sleep whole night. There is a problem. We cannot sleep. Sometimes we can get nice sleep. So these are all controlled by the Supreme Lord. And we have no control over our own body. What to speak of controlling others? We have no control over our own body. We are so helpless. And for everything, we are dependent on the Supreme Lord and on His mercy. But foolish people, without thinking about these things, they think there is no Supreme Lord, or Supreme Lord, what He has to do with our life. We are so expert, we are so intelligent, we can live without God. So they are trying for a godless society. But they don't know if the Supreme Lord will withdraw the facilities He is providing for our livelihood, we cannot live for a moment. Even the air we are inhaling is also given by the Supreme Lord, is also controlled by the Supreme Lord. If the Supreme Lord will withdraw, then we cannot even breathe, we cannot live. So sometimes people ask, what is the proof there is God? So this is very nice point to explain to them, at least. This is the proof they can see, because unintelligent people, they want to see something. And this is in their own experience, they can realize, they can see that how Supreme Lord has provided all these things so we can live in this material world. At least they cannot see other things. They can see the sun, they can see the moon, they can see the fire, and how they are acting, and who put the energy within them that they are acting so nicely for our livelihood. So in this way, if someone will understand or make others understand, then one has to come to the conclusion that there is Supreme Lord. Otherwise it cannot happen like this. Those scientists, though they are claiming that there is no God, but within their heart, they are also realizing, they come to a point where they feel that they have no control. Like sometimes they are sending these rockets, but then the connectivity is cut off, and they have no control over the rocket, and it falls apart. So in this way we see that scientists have also their limitations. They can manipulate something. Prabhupada says scientists with their intelligence, they are manipulating God's creation. God is providing the ingredients and they are manipulating. And even their own intelligence, scientists' own intelligence, is also given by God. Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivishto mata smriti jnanam apohanam. I am sitting within the heart of all living entities, and from me knowledge, remembrance and forgetfulness comes. So that means Krishna is sitting within our heart and controlling our intelligence, knowledge. How much knowledge we get, how much intelligence we get, how much we can remember, how much we can forget. It is all controlled by the Supreme Lord. Then we think, oh, I am very intelligent. But that intelligence can be withdrawn at any moment. Sometimes we think, oh, I can remember everything. But that remembrance power can be withdrawn at any moment. Krishna can make us forgetful. We can forget everything. So even those who are like great boxers, they think, oh, they have so much strength. But within a moment, Krishna can withdraw that strength, they can get paralysis. Or that disease, Parkinson disease, that is like paralysis. So the one part of the body will not move. Strength is gone. So whatever we have got, our strength, intelligence, or beauty, whatever we have got, this is all mercy of the Supreme Lord. And at any moment, the Lord can withdraw it. So, here in this verse, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that when Krishna says, I am the light of the moon, I am the light of the sun, I am the light of the fire. And there, my answer means this light is emanating from me only. It is coming from me, Mamakam. This is mine. So that means Krishna is controlling everything, and everything is coming from Krishna. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. So I am the source of everything, and from me everything is coming. So here, by saying this, Krishna is proving himself that he is the source of everything, and everything in this material creation is dependent on him. And no one can live in this material world without the mercy of Krishna. No one can live in this material world without sun, moon and fire. And knowing this, a person who can see and realize, who can see the sun, moon and fire and realize how they are important in your life and how it has been provided by the Supreme Lord, one will surrender to the Supreme Lord. That is the essence. So in one of his commentary, Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan, he says, Yat Shakti Lesat Surjadya. Yat Shakti Lesat Surjadya means whatever little energy, Shakti lesser means little, whose little energy, by whose little energy sun, moon and other luminaries or other sources of strength and illumination bhavanti ati ugra tejasa. So Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan says that by little fraction of the energy of the Supreme Lord, the sun, moon and others, they become ati ugra tejasa. They become very much effulgent by the less fraction of Krishna's energy. So we see that sun, moon, they are getting little fraction of Krishna's energy. And sun is so effulgent and so much heat is emanating from the sun that it becomes intolerable in summer season. It's so effulgent and so much heat is coming. And sometimes during the time of annihilation, the sun shines with such effulgence that everything burns. Not it becomes only intolerable, everything burns. Fire takes place everywhere. So the sun can become very hot. Sun can also become very cool. It depends upon Krishna. How he is controlling the sun and moon. We see the moon is very cooling. The sun is very hot. And both are essential in our daily life. So in this way we can see that everything is coming from Krishna and it's controlled by Krishna. So the living entity should think over this and surrender ultimately to Krishna. So Baladev Vidyasam says that Sa Krishna Dasame Arjate. So where this effulgence is coming, that Krishna is worshipable. Dasame means in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He writes the commentary of the 10th chapter, so he says Dasame. That chapter is the opulence of the Absolute. No? Yeah, opulence of the Absolute. So where Krishna explains his opulences. So Baladev Vidyasam says that Krishna is worshipable for everyone. So in this way, we can understand that at least by seeing Krishna's arrangement, we can understand that there is a controller behind this, who is controlling the sun, moon and fire and providing all necessities for our daily life, on which we are dependent upon for our livelihood. And in this way one should surrender to the Supreme Lord and become Krishna conscious. So we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. So any questions or comments? Yeah.
Bharati was just explaining that the digestion, everything is being controlled by God. So
Yeah.
we have good digestion, sometimes we have bad digestion.
Yeah.
So in Bhagavad Gita, like we study that we not this body with the soul. So sometimes we wonder, like as we grow old, the bodily pains and the negative side of it will become stronger.
Yeah.
The indigestion, all the
Yeah.
bad things that you explained.
Yeah.
So how should we conduct our life that while growing old, we understand actually that when we are getting old, we shouldn't be more attached to the body. Like
More attached to the body.
yeah, because as soon as let's say there is the indigestion, I'm always thinking about the indigestion. So in old age, when there will be more of all this, how do we ensure that our mind is always not focused? I sometimes wonder that when we grow old, will it not be more prominent while we are reading and we are not this body with this soul? So how do we conduct our life?
Yeah. Of course, the indigestion can come at any age, not only in the old age. It can come at any age. So anyway, since there is this mechanism of this body, and there will be sometimes bodily discomforts, and sometimes we also suffer from our previous karmic reactions. And that pain will come with this body, that is natural, and there will pains and pleasures are there. But how a devotee should conduct, that is important. Of course, we understand that we are not this body, but still we are living on this body. So, a devotee should maybe detach from the body, but still, as long as we are in this body, we have to also take care of this body to serve Krishna. Because through this body we are serving Krishna. And when we have surrendered to Krishna, we have even offered this body to Krishna. Body and soul, everything belongs to Krishna. So for our service, we have to take care of this body. But ultimately, we have to understand that even if we take care of this body without attachment to the body, as a matter of duty, even if we take care of this body, but still it is again controlled by the Supreme Lord. Even if sometimes we take care of the body, we have some problem, we take medicines, it doesn't work. Sometimes medicine also doesn't work. And we suffer. So ultimately it is controlled by Krishna. So what is the secret of success in life? Means we stay in this material world, Padmapatra Vambasa, we stay in this material world and do our duty without attachment to it. So we take care of this body but without attachment. And ultimately depend on Krishna for everything. Krishna says, you become my devotee, always depend on me and work under my protection. So sometimes we have discomfort with our body, we take medicines, it doesn't work. So what we will do then? We have no other alternative, we have to depend on Krishna. And sometimes we see that we take so much heavy medicines, it doesn't cure. With small medicine or small herb, it gets cured. Actually the medicines, whatever the energy in the medicines, healing energy, it is given by Krishna. The medicines do not have healing energy of its own, it is given by Krishna. So Krishna is again controlling there, everywhere. We are taking medicines, just doing our duty. Okay, I have this disease, I have to take it. But whether it will be cured or not, again we depend on Krishna. So we have to become dependent on Krishna in every respect, throughout our life. Then leave everything on Krishna. Then we will not be attached to the body. Of course, through this body we have to suffer, but that will come with this body. This material body, material suffering will come. And we understand this. That's why Krishna is giving this knowledge to us, how to become detached. Staying in this material world, still we become detached through this knowledge. We have to maintain and depend on Krishna in every respect, throughout our life. Is it okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, actually, everything after we discussed this class, digestion, given the vegetable grains, everything, and the digestion, and now is the body, everything by Krishna only. What is the ultimate expectation of Krishna from us?
Expectation to surrender to him and go back to Krishna. Prabhupada said in the purport, it is all meant for the conditioned souls to come back to Krishna, back to home.
Godless society people also, they enjoy all these things.
Yeah. They enjoy all these things.
They Krishna provided everything for them.
Yeah, for them also. But it is all meant to understand that who is behind all these things, who is giving them enjoyment. But they are so foolish, and so their intelligence is stolen by Maya. Kamastastri Vritagyana Prapadante Annadevata. So, Rita Jnana, their intelligence is stolen because they have so many desires to enjoy. That's why they cannot understand who is behind all these things, who is giving them this enjoyment, by whose mercy they are getting some enjoyment. They are unable to understand. But it is meant for everyone's understanding. Though they cannot see God, but at least by God's creation, they can see that how God has provided all these different elements for their livelihood. Such nice arrangement has been made for their livelihood. And if Krishna will withdraw within a moment, everything will be finished. They don't realize this thing. Like they are enjoying, suddenly something happens. then they will start crying. Because they have no idea. They are in so much ignorance, they forget God, they try to enjoy life, and suddenly something happens. Life is in danger. Then what they will do? They will start crying. Then they will remember, oh God, please save me, please save me. So that's why God is sometimes He's giving all these punishments to remind them this place is not for enjoyment.
One more question, Maharaj. When we hear in the Bhagavatam class in the morning, we are hearing that Atala Vitala Sutala Patala. There the sunrise is there, sunlight.
No.
There also living entities is there.
Pardon?
In Atala Vitala Sutala Patala. There is no sunlight.
No sunlight.
But they are living entities.
That is there. The loka is lighted by the jewels they wear. Yeah, from that they get the light. The sunlight comes only up to earthly planet, not below this. That's why it's called Billo Sarga. Billo means a hole, which is dark, but that is lighted by the jewels they wear. And also from the hood of the great snakes, jewels are there, some stones that lights the whole area, money. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai Bhagavad Gita ki jai.